Every night I go to bed and turn my equipment off, and while I flip every rocker switch, I think about the fallacy of the hope I felt when I turned them on that morning. I don't think I've ever made one meaningful thing. Countless people spent thousands of skilled hours crafting each of my machines that can do so much, and yet I do so little with them. I feel like a poser. I feel like a fraud. I follow dozens of creators and makers that dream up and build some glorious creations, many of them pieces of highly functional modern art. I wanted to be just a tiny bit like them. I wanted to find the rad thing I would create that would capture my imagination and maybe your imagination. Instead, my equipment sits, barely used, gathering dust while I hit a wall and seem to be unable to dream anything up. I feel like I'm failing the people that inspired me. I feel like I'm failing myself. I have zero clue what I'm doing. I've stumbled through so many different things I thought I wanted to do. Maybe I wanted to pay for licenses and print things and sell them. I didn't want to do that. Maybe I thought I would design really cool, neat things and put them out into the world. That's not what I wanted either. It just was so difficult to figure out what my lane and what my voice was. And this plagued me. I would see someone do something and thought, oh, I could do that, or maybe I can do my version of that. And then it always just felt like I was copying. I had one of the hardest months of my life this past month. Losing myself to my hobby and turning my brain off by creating and making something was supposed to be the thing that was going to save me. Didn't. I just stared at all this equipment behind me and was haunted by its presence. The act of power cycling it, every machine, every day, it hurt. Not turning them on at all hurt even more as they just sat dark. At least powered on, they lit up and held promise. I made myself sit in silence and think about how everything made me feel. I forced myself to think, what about this made me excited? And what felt frickin' impossible? I realized all of the wonderful videos that I was consuming by the creators that I adored on YouTube had one thing in common. They were showing and teaching me how they did a thing. I was learning a new piece of equipment in their video, or I was just learning their process, but I was also learning about them. This is what I wanted. This is what excited me. It wasn't what they were making. It was seeing them making it and learning about it. It wasn't about what they were creating or their output. It was about their journey. If you've made it this far into my video, I would really like for you to join me on this journey by taking a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be stepping things up to try to really get to a goal that I've had for a very long time. 1 to 2 videos a week, because I'd really like to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I'm 40% there and I can taste it. I'm really hoping that you can help me get to that goal. I am truly grateful to each and every one of you that tune in to my videos and join me this week, that you care about this journey that I'm on. Thank you so very much. During this past month, I also reflected on the people that I've met and interacted with since beginning this hobby just shy of 2 years ago. I don't have a lot of people in my life. My family have all passed away. Friends have come and gone for various reasons, and these days I find my circle painfully small. These parasocial relationships that I've made with creators on YouTube mean more to me than they do perhaps to the average person. I recognize these aren't real friendships and these aren't real relationships, but they do a really decent job of filling that painful void that I've struggled to fill on my own. I look forward to those videos each week to see what everyone has gotten up to. Earlier this year, something magical happened. I made some real friends from people whose work I admired. I had let it happen naturally and organically. I made a couple friends, and they mean more to me than they probably realize. but I don't let on because I don't want to make it weird. And I'm super good at making it weird. They probably know what they mean to me because I'm not really good at hiding my feelings. You see, I've been on the other side of that coin. Back when I was in the tabletop games industry and made and developed and published board games for a living, I was one of the people that everybody wanted to be friends with. I was the one they wanted to hang out with. They admired what I did. I used to call myself an H-list celebrity. They wanted to know how I accomplished it. They wanted to know how I started and had created this company with this library of games. I always met those individuals with compassion and kindness, even though some of them were coming in with some really strong energy. I don't want to be the creepy guy when I make new friends. I didn't grow up here. I didn't go to school here. I don't go to church. I work remotely. How am I supposed to make friends as an adult? I'm not signing up for one of those weird apps and going to dinner with complete strangers. That just feels desperate to me, and I'm not desperate. Maybe some of this sounds familiar to you. Maybe a lot of it sounds familiar to you. I want you to know that it's okay that that pile of yarn has sat unused. I want you to know that that brand new thing that's in the box is okay to stay there until you're ready. I want you to know that all those markers and brushes that you bought and have only used once or twice, that's okay. All of those projects and hobbies are going to be there for you when you want to pick them back up. And I want you to give yourself permission to be okay that they're just sitting there because you stopped for a reason. And it's okay that you don't know what that reason is right now. Find the quiet, find the stillness, give yourself compassion and time, give yourself new perspective. The reason is going to come to you the same way that it came to me. And with that new information, you can move forward confidently and walk the path that you want and need to walk. I know my reasons now and I can move forward. I wasn't failing and you're not failing. You're simply mid-process, and it is more than okay to be in the middle. Now that I'm not lost in the production or perfection trap or worried about the things that I'm making or the output, I can focus on what brings me joy in this journey. Just learning new things and making new friends. How wonderful is it that I have the privilege and the opportunity to do both of these things? I am tremendously grateful for that. Wherever you're at in your process this week, I want to thank you for making it to this point in my video and making it all the way to the end. I hope that you can make the time to carve out a little bit of your day or a little bit of your week to do something that brings you joy or brings you happiness, because you are so very worth the investment. Have a great week, everybody.